వాళ్ళ హరిప్రియ వచ్చింది. హరే కృష్ణ హరిప్రియ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
ఎందుకమ్మా రెగ్యులర్గా రావట్లేదు? హరే కృష్ణ.
I had fever.
You have fever. How are you now? Good?
I'm good.
Very good, Amma. So let's start our class today. Today no PPT. So we'll only discuss together. Okay? Today I want to see all of you while the class is on. Okay, good evening children. Hare Krishna. So we have been talking about Krishna's pastimes all these days. And at the end, what is that we are always trying to conclude, or we concluded, is that the only thing that will connect us to Krishna is bhakti. And the only thing that we should not have is ego. Even we should not have ego that we are bhaktas. We should not even have ego thinking that we we are doing chanting, we are studying Krishna Katha, we are reading Bhagavatam, we are learning Bhagavad Gita. This kind of egos also we should not have. We should always know and understand that even though we are learning or we are doing all this, what we are doing is very little, and what we should do is much more. The moment we feel we are very close to Krishna, the pride will develop in us. Once the pride develops, the ego will develop. Once the ego develops, we will forget God. And next thing is, we will think we are superior to God. And all of us know that we are never superior to God, or we can never be superior to God. And we should always remember that just practicing Krishna consciousness for some time is not enough. Every minute, every day, we should always remember Krishna. Whenever, normally what happens is, whenever we are into some difficulty, definitely we will remember Krishna. Krishna, save me. Krishna, why this trouble for me? But when we are in happiness, when we achieve something, the first person we should remember is Krishna. When we achieve something, it is nothing but Krishna's mercy. Krishna has been kind to us and he has given that to us. That is something. You get a first prize, first get it, put it as Krishna's photo or picture and say thank you, Krishna. So that way we should always remember Krishna. Krishna can tolerate anything. He is a very merciful God. But only thing is, once we start behaving bad, whether it is his wife or his children, he does not excuse. And if it is an enemies, that means a Hiranyakashipa's son Prahlada, even though he is a son of an enemy, because he is a devotee, Krishna has excused him, has loved him, has saved him. So we will today talk about certain one incident in Krishna's life where he has even tested, his wife was also tested, and his son was also punished. Okay, so there is no excuse, there is no partiality. This is something what we should always remember in life, that Krishna has no partiality at all. If at all, he shows extra love, he might show towards his bhaktas, which they deserve. So Krishna will never be partial to anybody. This is something what we have to always remember. So the other day we have talked about Krishna killing Narakasura and then marrying 16,100 wives. So this we'll talk about that incident once again today. Narakasura, he is also called as Bansu. Because he is son of Bhudevi. How Narakasura was born is, his mother is Bhudevi and his father is Varaha. When Krishna has come in the form of Varahadeva, that means once when there was, that is a different story, we will talk about it. When we talk about Dasavataras, we talk about Dasavatara. In that, uh, once when the total earth was getting drowned in the ocean, not drowned in the ocean, when it was being thrown away, Krishna comes in the form of Varahadev, and then he picks up the earth. We see a pig just holding the earth like this. That is Varahadev. So when he comes and saves the earth, that is when he got a child with Bhudevi. Bhudevi is also wife of Krishna. Bhudevi, and that son is called Narakasura. So that son is called Narakasura, and he was ruling. He lived in Prajnajotishpur, Prajyotishpur, Prajyotishpur, a city called Prajyotish. That those days it was called Prajyotishpur, and now it is in Assam. So actually, he became a demon, and he was behaving in a very bad manner, causing lot of trouble to everybody, and and as like any other rakshasa, even he has done great penance to. I think it was Brahma, and then what do these people ask? The moment they do penance, and when Krishna comes and when the particular god comes and asks what do you want, the first thing they say is we don't want death. And then the demigod will say no, no, the death is inevitable, you have to ask for something else. Then they will find some excuse, like Ravana has asked no human being should kill. So this man thinks he's more intelligent. He says I should not get death from anybody else except my mother. That means only my mother can kill me, because he knows that a mother will never kill her child. We have never heard about a mother killing the child, because mother is as merciful as God towards her children. But she can excuse any mistake done by her children. She thinks, Arey, see, when Mother Yasoda, when she has seen Krishna as form of God, and everybody also told that Krishna is God, she never agreed. Why? Because for a mother, a child is a child. A child is always an innocent child. Even a mother will never accept that the child is bad. A never can never accept that the child is God, because she loves to have the child as her child and always prosper. So this man very intelligently says that I should not get death from anybody except from my mother. And then definitely his mother won't kill him. So that is, he thought I am very intelligent. But definitely Krishna is more intelligent. So what he has done is, that is why his mother Bhudevi has taken birth as Satyabhama. So Krishna married one of his 8 wives. Krishna's 8 wives is Satyabhama. The third wife is Satyabhama. So that is one of the main reason why Bhudevi was born as Satyabhama. But as usual, like any other births, Satyabhama also doesn't remember her previous lives. So this Narakasura, as usual, was behaving. We have already talked about it. He was kidnapping all the princes of all the countries, and he has kidnapped 16,100 princes and kept all of them in his jail. And he has even raised war on Indraloka, and he has he has almost defeated all of them, and he got very valuable things from them, and then he brought everything. So that is when Indra comes and asks Krishna to rescue them from Narakasura. So what happened, what Krishna knows that it is not he cannot kill, and the two reasons, one is it is his son, which he definitely won't bother, but he knows that only Mother Earth or her incarnations can kill Narakasura. So what he does is, he makes Satyabhama, asks him that she also wants to accompany him for the war. And Satyabhama was also even though she is a lady, she was a great warrior. So Krishna says, okay, come along with me. So they both of them take their Vishnumurti's Vahanam is Garuda. So they both of them get on to Garuda. Garuda is a bird. All of you know, no? Garuda. So they all get on to the Garuda and both of them come to the city where this Narakasura is uh, was ruling. So when they come there, when they come there, when somebody looks at Krishna and Satyabhama coming on Garuda, it looks as if Garuda is a big golden mountain, and as if Krishna Niramega Syama, he looks as if a big cloud is sitting on the mountain, golden mountain, and Satyabhama is a very beautiful lady and such a beautiful lady, and she looked as a thunder. So if you just look at the Krishna coming towards the war, it looks as if a big golden mountain on which there is a black rain cloud, on which there is a a big golden thunder there. So so that's how it looked. So they came to the city of Prajyotishpura, which was guarded by one demon called Mura. The demon's name is Mura. He is also a very powerful demon, and he had 5 heads. And so, first, somebody to enter the city of Prajyotishpura, they have to defeat Mura. So when they try to go when they go there, first the Mura, they have a very big war with Mura. So when the big war, the Mura takes a trident. Trident, you know, no, what Durga Mata holds. Trisulam. We call Trisulam as Trisulam. In Telugu, we say trident as Trisulam. So he takes a Trisulam and tries to throw on Krishna, and then Krishna naturally puts some arrows and the trident breaks, and then later Krishna beheads the Mura's heads with the first, and then he beheads the head with his Vishnu Chakra. And Mura's 7 sons also comes for the war, and Krishna kills them also. So once they are killed, the fort is becomes weak, and then he destroys the fort. Because, and we always call Krishna as Murari. The reason is the person who killed Mura is called Murari. So, because Krishna killed Mura, he was called as Murari. So after killing it, he goes. Narakasura had no option because Mura is dead. Narakasura has to come and fight, and Narakasura comes and fights with Krishna. Here, Narakasura has a this one no blessing no that benediction that only his mother can kill. But why will Satyabhama doesn't know all this. So Satyabhama won't come for fight. So first what happened is Krishna, it's all Krishna's drama only. So first Narakasura's arrow comes and hits Krishna, and Krishna acts as if he is unconscious. So when Krishna becomes unconscious, naturally Satyabhama gets very annoyed and she gets very angry, and then she takes up the battle, and she fights very bravely with Narakasura, and Satyabhama beheads what do you call this Narakasura. So that's how Narakasura is dead. Then that's when Bhudevi comes the Bhudevi from the earth comes out, and then she also knows that even though it is her son, she also knows how bad Narakasura is. So Bhudevi comes and takes, but whatever it is her son who is killed. So Bhudevi takes Narakasura onto her lap and then prays to Krishna, thanks Krishna for giving dying in Krishna's hands means it is as good as getting moksha. So she thanks Krishna and then she makes a request. The day when Narakasura is dead, it has to be celebrated as Naraka Chaturdasi. What is Naraka Chaturdasi? That is Deepavali. When the day when Narakasura died, we light lamps and celebrate Deepavali. Okay? That is the day when we celebrate Deepavali. So Narakasura is dead. Yes, Amma? Yeah. Shall we talk at the end or you want to ask now? Just note down, we'll talk at the end. Okay? So Narakasura, when Narakasura is dead, what Krishna does is that 16,100 princes are there. So he relieves all the 16,100 princes. See here, and then because they are all princes, the moment they look at Krishna, they mean Krishna is such a beautiful person. It is not only the physical beauty. Once we look at God, we definitely have to fall in love with him, whatever kind of love it is. So all these princes, they fall in love with Krishna and they wanted to marry Krishna. So Krishna agrees. And anyway, if he sends them out also, because they were under imprisonment with the Narakasura for so many years, they definitely nobody will marry them. So that is also one way of giving relief to these princes. So Krishna agrees to marry them and sends all of them to Dwaraka. And meanwhile, what he does is, now he has now this Narakasura has brought lot of things from Indraloka when he raised war. So he collects all of them and goes to Indraloka after killing Narakasura. But when he goes there along with Satyabhama sees the Parijata Vruksham. That means it's a tree which gives beautiful flowers. It's a beautiful smell and the flowers are supposed to be very beautiful. It is one of the tree which is there only in, it is not the Parijatam what we have here. Here the Parijatam flowers what we have are very small flowers. They're very small, but that is not the Parijatam. That's a different one, a beautiful flowers. So, so this, like Airavatam is always with Indra, like that Parijatam is also a tree which is always in Indraloka. So when they go there, Satyabhama sees the Parijatam tree and she likes it so much. And then she asks Krishna, says, Krishna, I want this tree. So Krishna says, okay, we'll have it. So, so immediately he asks Indra, okay, Indra, now that I have killed Narakasura and I gave back all your belongings, now we are going back to Dwaraka. Can I take this Parijata tree with me? Naturally, Krishna, Indra should be so much grateful to Krishna and he should take it as a chance that, oh, Krishna has asked me this. I am given an opportunity to make Krishna happy. That is the way Krishna should take it. Sorry, Indra should take it. But Indra is always a proud person and always a possessive person. Why he has that possessiveness is because he is always afraid of his post. Because he is always afraid of his post, he always fears losing anything with him. So immediately he says, no, I cannot give the Parijata Vruksham because it is a tree which has to be in my place only. How can it go to Bhuloka? But here Indra should understand one thing. After all, Krishna has gone to Bhuloka. Why can't a small tree go to Bhuloka? Is this materialistic world Krishna's place? No. In spite of which Krishna has come to Bhuloka. Then why not Parijata tree? This is how Indra should have thought, or even we also should think that when we are offering something to Krishna, we should never think that we are losing it. We should only think that we got a chance. We are so much blessed that we are able to give this to Krishna. That is how.
Ma'am, like we are gaining something.
Amma, what did you say?
మాతాజీ మనం ఏదైనా తీసుకుంటున్నాం కృష్ణుడి నుంచి మనం ఎప్పుడు ఏమి ఇయ్యం కృష్ణుడికి
ఇవ్వలేమమ్మా మనం ఇచ్చాము అంటే we only offer it. We cannot give because we give prasadam, whatever we buy new clothes, we give it to him. We offer it and make it auspicious. That's all. We cannot, because everything whatever we have is Krishna's. There's nothing that is not Krishna's. See, it is only our bhakti that makes Krishna. So suppose I have 100 beautiful sarees with me. Somebody comes and gives one more saree. Will it make me happy? No. Like that, everything. And suppose somebody takes one saree from that 100 sarees and gives it back to me, will it make me happy? My saree, somebody giving it to me, it won't. Similarly, Krishna also, everything belongs to Krishna. So where is the question of giving it to him?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Amma. We'll all talk after the class is over, Jitesh. Okay? Any doubts? You just note down all of you and we'll talk later. Okay? Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Unless I go wrong somewhere, please don't interrupt. Okay? I should mute on. So, right. So Indra should have taken it as an 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. So Krishna, no, why I'm asking is when I'm trying to say something, I lose my flow and some thoughts will miss. That's why. Okay, so Indra refuses, and again there will be a great fight between Indra and see this Indra just forgot. Just now Krishna saved him from Narakasura. At least an incident which just happened also he forgot. We also do the same mistake. Somebody helps us, does something a great favor to us, and while receiving the favor at the concluding point, suppose they just say one word bad. Immediately, we forget all the good done by them. We only catch the word or catch the small deed, what they have done. We'll never think that, Arey, this person has done so much good to me. Why? Maybe it's some small mistake he has done. Why? Maybe something wrong. Why should we think serious about it? That way we should think. So here Indra, when Krishna has asked, he should have given, and he refuses, and there will be a great fight, and naturally Indra loses. Again, Indra goes and pleads Krishna, saying, Krishna, I'm so sorry. It was my mistake. Every time Indra does the same thing. We learned the same thing in Govardhan Giri episode. There also the same thing happened. Krishna, why did Krishna do that Govardhana Lila? Just to teach a lesson to Indra. After that, Indra came and begged him for excuse. Again, he forgets. Now, again, the many times when Krishna saved him, but again he forgets. Now, Krishna saved him from Narkasura. Again, he forgot, and so it happened. So now Krishna came back to Dwarka along with Satyabhama and the Parijata Vriksha, and the tree is planted in Satyabhama's palace, and she was very happy. And after that, Krishna marries his 16,100 wives, and now he has got 16,008 wives. And then, as always, Krishna, what happens is Satyabhama, originally she's a very proud lady, and she always thinks that Krishna loves me more than all the remaining wives. But we all know that Krishna doesn't love anybody more or anybody less. Krishna loves everybody equally. That realization she does not get. And after this episode of killing of Narakasura, she becomes more proud because she thinks that it is she who has saved Krishna from Narakasura. So, so what he does is she starts behaving in a very arrogant way. So now Narada thinks this is the time when we should teach a lesson to Satyabhama. So one day coolly Narada comes to Satyabhama. And Narada comes, and then Krishna, Satyabhama, Satyabhama receives him very well and serves him very well. And after that, so slowly Narada says, not Mataji, what does he say? Amma, see, you are very great, you are that great, you are great, it is you who has saved Krishna. But I have a feeling that Krishna loves Rukmini more than you. Then immediately Satyabhama gets upset. She says, no, it is me whom Krishna loves more. Then he says, in that case, and then they have a very big argument. Then she says, no, it is me whom Krishna loves more. Then Narada says, okay, in which case, recently I heard about a vratam, which if any wife does that, she will be loved most among all the other wives. So Satyabhama says, okay, tell me what that vratam is, I will do it. Then Narada says, first thing is, you should first donate, mean gift your husband to somebody. After all, who is anybody to gift somebody to somebody? A wife cannot donate husband, nor a husband can donate wife. See, we are not, materialistic, what do you call this, items, no? Who has no life or anything, she should not agree for it. But then she immediately, and then he says, first donate him. And then later on, you buy him back. How to buy him back? You put him in a tarazu, in a weighing machine. On one side, you make Krishna sit, and on the other side, you put gold equal to his weight. And then you gift all that gold to the person to whomever you have gifted Krishna, and so buy back Krishna. Then Satyabhama says, oh, so simple. I'm so rich. My father has given me Samantakamani. Every day it gives so much of gold. I have so much of gold. In my go down itself, she has a lot of gold. I have so many ornaments. I'm the queen. I have so much. I can buy Krishna. Krishna won't be that heavy. And so she says, whom should I donate now? Then you should donate him to such a person who is detached from everybody. Because suppose she donates to somebody and that man says, I am not going to sell him back to you, what will happen to her fate? So she thinks whom to donate, and finally she says, she tells Narada, that you have given me this idea, I will donate Krishna to you only. So Narada reluctantly, he also, it's all a drama by him. So he acts very reluctantly and says, okay, you are asking, let me agree. I am agreeing. And then they do. And then Krishna knows the total drama. So when Satyabhama calls him and says, see, this is the vratam I am doing, I am going to donate. Krishna smilingly accepts. He knows what is going to happen. So he smilingly accepts. So that day she performs a very big vratam and she donates Krishna to Narada. So now Narada says, now no wife has got any authority on the husband, Krishna is mine. And then Satyabhama says, okay, and now I am going to buy him back. So she puts Krishna in the weighing scale on that tarazu, and then on the other side, she starts putting all the bricks and bricks of gold. How much will a person weigh? 50 kgs, 75 kgs, 100 kgs, 200 kgs, 1 ton, 1000 kgs, whatever gold she puts, whatever jewelry she puts, Krishna doesn't weigh. It just doesn't. The taras, it doesn't just move. Krishna is there only and the weighing scale is like that. Then she gets worried. What is this? I know that Krishna is not this heavy. What is happening? Then she brings all the gold from her house and everything she has and puts it there. And just Krishna doesn't move an inch. Then she is worried. Now Narada says, now what do I do with this Krishna? I am as brahmachari. I don't want any attachments. I don't want this Krishna with me. Now I have to get rid of him. If I have to get rid of him, I have to sell this man to somebody. So I am going to sell Krishna to somebody. So now whom should I sell? He doesn't know. So he takes Krishna and goes into the market. He takes Krishna, and Krishna, like an obedient boy, walks behind Narada. And Narada goes to the market, and Narada offers Krishna for selling. And who can buy Krishna? Nobody can buy Krishna. So nothing happens. Then now the news spreads to the total Dwarka city. So all the wives are all confused. What is this Satyabhama selling of Krishna and buying back, and Krishna not weighing? What is happening? And so they all rush to Rukmini Devi, because she is the first wife and the main queen. So they go and tell Rukmini, this is what is happening. Then Rukmini laughs, and then she goes to Tulsi plant, and then she offers her prayers to Tulsi Mata and simply does her prayer and just takes one Tulsi leaf. Just one Tulsi leaf she takes. And then she comes to the place where Krishna is being sold, offer in the market. Then again, when she comes again, Krishna is again made to sit on the taras. And then on the other side, what she does, she simply doesn't put the tulsi there. She goes and prays to Krishna. That means she always accepts Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. So with that bhakti, she goes and puts the tulsi leaf on the other side. Just a one tulsi leaf. And then immediately the tulsi that side goes down and Krishna comes up. That's all. That means, what does this story prove? That Krishna, you cannot buy Krishna. You cannot win Krishna with all the riches. It is only bhakti. How can somebody tell me this slokam? What is that slokam which talks about this? Can somebody tell me? What is, yeah, Akshaya, tell me. Yeah, Patram Pushpam, Siri, right. Yeah, you remember the sloka, no? That's very nice. Patram Pushpam Toyam. Yeah. So you remember, no? It's the most thing. So that's how it is. So with that, this is where, see here, it is not that we are offering Krishna, we should not do prayers to God with richness. But what is important here is bhakti. That is what is important. So that's when Krishna, Narada is now, as per rule, what happens? What did Satyabhama think? If I buy back Krishna, Krishna is mine. So now who bought back Krishna? It is Rukmini. So Satyabhama doesn't own Krishna anymore. But still, Krishna is equal to everybody. So here, what we should learn is, for our spiritual growth, what we should not have is ego or pride that we are great. When a person becomes self-centered, that means I, me, the moment we think like that, we are great, I am great, I am doing this, you are out. We go away from Krishna. So we should never do that. And we should also understand that in front of God, there is nothing that is great. Luxuries, gold, jewelry, everything is a big zero. Nothing is great in front of God. And it is only pure love and devotion for Krishna is enough and nothing over. So that way, this is one great example where Krishna has proved that it is only bhakti that is important and nothing else. And now we are doing this Satyanarayana, I'm sorry, what you call this, Varalakshmi Vrata. This month, everybody does Varalakshmi Vrata. Here, I have told, yeah, Akshay has done. Here, I have told one thing. I don't know how many of you are implementing. When we do Varalakshmi Vratam, we all invite Lakshmi Devi to our house. How many of us have invited Krishna along with Lakshmi Devi to our houses? Very good. Akshaya has done it. Krishna Priya has done it. Very nice. So, because understand one thing, again I am repeating what I have told. Arshita has done, Sai Kaivalya has done. When suppose I love somebody, and if you invite me along with the person whom I love, I come and stay with you for longer time. If you don't invite the person I love, and if you invite me alone, what will I do? Because you have invited, I will come, no doubt. I'll come, stay for some time and go away. But if you invite me along with the person whom I love, I'll come and stay along with him permanent. So always remember, never think that you can always, Lakshmi Devi will give all the Aishwaryas. From where is Lakshmi Devi getting all the Aishwaryas? She is getting it from Krishna. So never invite Lakshmi Devi alone, for that matter, anybody, they should be accompanied with Krishna. And also, when we are doing Varalakshmi Vratam, it is the bhakti that is important with which we are doing, not the richness. What return gift shall we give to all the ladies who come home? No, it is not the return gift. what is the bhakti with which we have performed the Varalakshmi Vratam. So when we pray Goddess Lakshmi, this is what we should remember. This is very important. Okay. Akshay will talk at the end. Okay. So this way we should always remember that what is important for us is the mindset with which we are doing, and that money is never important in life. These materialistic benefits are never important in life. Okay, this is what we have to learn from this Krishna Tulabharam. Even his wife, if he is very arrogant or very proud, Krishna will teach them a lesson. Okay, and similarly, I'll tell you one more story also. This is the story of one foolish king, not foolish king, a very great king. Okay, so this king, he was a very great king. Great means he is good in all aspects. There is nowhere where you can find fault with him. Like he rules his country very nicely. Never there are no faults at him. It is a country, no, not all good, like Ramarajam. Everything is good. He has got, and personally also, he has got beautiful wives. He has got beautiful children, lot of riches, no enemies, no wars, no fighting, all good crop, riches, everything. And there is no deficiency for him at all. But the only deficiency what he has got is he does not worship God. He does not worship God. He thinks everything is fine. I am doing everything fine. Whatever I am doing is right. Why I should worship God when I am doing everything right? This is how he thinks. So, so there is a sadhu in his kingdom. That sadhu normally used to come once in a way to the king. And he was always trying to tell the king, King, you are very great, you are very good, and all that. But one thing you please understand, that these are all materialistic. These are not important. You should also grow spiritually. You have really grown very well materialistically. But you should grow spiritually. You should also learn about Krishna. You should learn, you should practice. But king refuses. He says, why? What for? What for do I need Krishna? I'm doing all right. When I'm doing everything right and everything is going right, why I should pray to Krishna? Why I should have any spiritual knowledge was his question. So this sadhu has tried his level best, and then finally one day he comes to the king and says, okay, you are not listening to me. Okay, I'm leaving your country and going off. So then the king is very happy. Ammaya, this man every other day comes and eats my brain, saying that pray to Krishna, pray to Krishna. Now this man is going, let him go. I'm so happy. So then, but this sadhu says, but for me to leave their kingdom, I have a condition. So the king says, okay, you tell me what the condition is. Anything you ask, I'll do. Then this man says, you identify the biggest foolish person in your kingdom. The biggest foolish person in your kingdom, and make him the chief minister, the minister, head of all the ministers. King says, okay, very good. There are many foolish people in the kingdom. No, that sadhu says, no, not one of the foolish man. You should identify the biggest foolish person. So out of all the foolish people, there'll be a bit more foolish, no? So Krishna says, oh, no, this king says, okay. And he sends all his soldiers and everybody to go. And then they keep hunting for the foolish people. And then when they keep searching, once they go to the forest and they see one person sitting on the stem of a tree and then cutting the tree. How does he sit? He does not sit on the side of the tree. He sits on the end of the stem and keeps cutting. So anybody will know the moment the tree is cut, the stem is cut, he is going to fall down. So immediately the soldier says, "Arey, foolish fellow, what are you doing? You go to the other side, you will fall down." That man says, "Don't tell me. I know what I am doing. You please go. You do whatever you want to do. You please carry on. You bother your business. Don't get into my business." So this man, so these soldiers stand there and keep watching. When they keep watching, finally he cuts the tree and he falls down. When he falls down, immediately he gets up and looks for the soldier. And then when the soldier, when the soldier comes there, he goes and catches the soldier and asks, "Hey, soldier, soldier, are you an astrologer?" The soldier says, "Why do you call me an astrologer?" Then he says, "See, you have predicted so beautifully that I am going to fall down." Then the soldier thinks, this is such a common sense issue. When somebody sits on the end of the stem and cuts, he falls down. It is such a common thing. Why I should be an astrologer? Then he understands that this fellow is the most foolishest fellow on earth. And then he says, okay, come, we'll go to the king. And he takes him to the king. And then he tells the king that this is what I have seen. Then the king feels very happy. Array, finally, I got the most foolish fellow. And he makes him the chief minister. This fellow, foolish fellow, will be very happy. He says, "Arey, just by cutting a tree, I became the chief minister. I should have done this long back. Why so many? Why such a delay?" And then he feels very happy, and he every day comes to the kingdom, and every day he does some foolish things, and everybody starts laughing at him, and he becomes a big joke in the kingdom, and things keeps and the time keeps passing. And after some time, the king gets his old age, and then he was about to die. So the king also understood that he is going to die, and everybody in the kingdom knows that the king is going to die, and they all accepted it as a natural thing. So because the king is going to die, everybody goes to the king and then offers their final pranamas to the king. So the king was also very happy. And everybody are feeling very happy. I mean, like everybody are coming and seeing me, I'm very happy, like that the king's thing. And then he asks his wife, everybody has come to see me, is there anybody who has not come and seen me? Then the queen says, everybody has come except the foolish chief minister. So then the king gets doubt, why this fellow has not come? He calls the chief minister. Then the chief minister comes there and he says, okay, oh, you're lying down on the bed. Even while sleeping on the bed, you look so beautiful. He keeps praising the king. The king thinks, Arey, I'm dying on one hand, and this fellow is not bothered. He keeps praising me. What is this fellow? And then the king tells the chief minister, okay, I'm going. Oh, where are you going? My final days have come. I'm going. So, are you taking your wife? King says, no, I am not taking my wife. Why? I cannot take. Then children? No. Your soldiers? No. Why are you not taking them? Then the king says, I cannot take them. This is a journey which I have to do alone. I cannot take anybody with me. Oh, like that. Then this man says, okay, then if you are going alone, you might have some problem. Are you taking some enough money? Then the king says, no, I cannot take money. Then at least food? No. Then he asks, is there nothing that you can take with you while going? King says, no. Whatever. Then the king starts thinking. Then the real realization comes to the king. Then the king says, yes, whatever I have earned in my life till now are all materialistic. I cannot take anything of these two along with me. Whatever I can take, I have not earned. This is what the king says. Finally, so that is when this also the king directly doesn't say. The sadhu gets the king to that mood and then makes the king say like that. So the sadhu says, so now you are right. Now, this chief minister says, now you have realized that all these days you think you are the ultimate, you have everything, and you can do everything. Now have you realized that you cannot take all these materialistic things, and it is only the spiritual things, it is only the spiritual knowledge, it is only the spiritual earnings which you can take along with you? Then the king gets turned out. What is this foolish chief minister talking like this? Then he asks the foolish chief minister, who are you? Are you really this foolish chief minister? Then the foolish chief minister removes all his beard and he says, no, I am not the foolish chief minister. I am a disciple of the saint who was always behind you to learn the scriptures, which you have refused to learn. I wanted to tell you that it is all these materialistic things which you think you have earned are temporary. While leaving this body, while going back to Godhead, nothing can nothing can accompany us. So we should, in our life, we should only work to, not only, we should take care of the materialistic thing, and we should work towards earning all the real wealth of for us. So this then the king realizes his mistake. But what is the use of realizing them? It is already too late. But only thing is, at least at that moment, if we realize and if we die with such kind of a realization, at least the next life we will have a better knowledge when we are born. So we should realize that all these things in the world are for materialistic happiness, but the wisdom knowledge will only help us fulfill our vacant heart. Otherwise, our heart is always vacant. We should never forget the purpose of our life, the real happiness in life. This kind of things, where do we get this kind of knowledge, this kind of wisdom? Where do we get? In our country, we get this knowledge from our Bhagavad Gita, our Srimad Bhagavatam, and books like that. So it's very important for us to read Srimad Bhagavatam. What does Bhagavatam contains? See, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks. Krishna tells what is right, what is wrong, how we should lead our life, what we should do, what we should not do, things like that. See, when we always keep taking this example, the best way to make somebody understand what is right, what is wrong, is to show them what is right, what is wrong. By practicing, when the parents behave in a proper way, the children also learn. If the parents don't behave in a proper way, however we tell the children, you do this, you do that, you do this, the children will never do. So, in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, what is that we have is the stories of examples of devotees, how they have spent their lives, how they have, what is that they have practiced in their life, and how they have reached Krishna. These stories might sound little bitter, like there'll be anything hard is anything. These kind of things are always bitter, but they are. We should. If we directly tell do this, do that, it will be very bitter. So what is done in Bhagavatam is they are mixed in it, as if a bitter medicine is mixed in sweet juice. These stories are mixed in beautiful stories, and they are told in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a timeless and a priceless teaching what is there in Bhagavatam. It is very important for all of us to study Bhagavatam. More than learning Bhagavad Gita, it is very good we should learn Bhagavad Gita, but reading Bhagavatam is as important in life, because as all these people say in our lives, these days we have technology which is wireless, we have cooking which is fireless, we have food which is fatless, we have sweet which is sugarless, we have youth who are aimless, we have education which is jobless, a society which is godless. And if we live in a society which is godless, our life becomes meaningless. To add meaning, it is very important for all of us to read and practice scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. And also, this is one thing which is very important. And okay, and mm, okay, now and it's not just reading and forgetting, and mm, so yeah, and reading, practicing, and also the most important thing, what is important for us is spending our time in good association. So the association in which we spend our life is most the thing which influences, because normally on what do we get influenced? Whatever is seen around, whatever is around, whatever we practice around is what it is. So it is the sadhu sangha, it is the good association what is very important in life. This also we have a real time story. This is a real time story which really happened. A story. Now I am going to tell a real time thing. We should not say it's a story. Stories are friction. This is not a friction. Now I'll tell you one thing which is real. It happened. Like this ISKCON, this movement was picking up in 1960-70, when mostly this movement picked up in US first. And as always, when something is very famous in US, the next thing is we practice it. So when it was being practiced in US, and we all know ISKCON devotees, what they do is they keep selling books on the roads, and also they keep chanting, singing songs, and going around on the roads. So one day, what happened is, in the early days of ISKCON movement, there was a big ISKCON group which was going on the road, singing songs, and then going on the road. A big what do you call this? Group of ISKCON devotees going. Then those days, when Prabhupada first went to USA, the situation there was very bad. It was full of drug dealings, liquor, meat eating, and whatever bad is there was there. So all they were all in a very bad state, and then going on. So that day, what happened was, one drug dealer was caught by the police, and so somehow he slipped from the police and he started running away. And when he was running on the roads, and he came across this ISKCON devotees group. So what he thought is, police can easily catch him. So immediately he goes into the ISKCON group, into the he just goes. So once they go, what happens, what is happening in this group? All these devotees are dancing, moving that side, this side, this side. There is so much of confusion. The police could never see this man inside. So so this man said, Ammaya, this Kirtana party, finally this ISKCON Kirtana party has saved me. So he just stands in between that Kirtana party, and he allows the police to pass on, and he keeps moving along with the Kirtana party. And the Kirtana party keeps on moving, moving, moving. And but somehow the police has a doubt that this fellow might be in this Kirtana party. So they keep following him. And when the temple comes, these people try to go inside. And so this man tries to come out. Normally, they don't allow him to go out, these devotees. Why are you going out? Come, we'll go to the temple, like that. And also, when he tries to go out, he sees the police van there. So he had no option. So he goes into the temple. So here, there, and also, so to escape from the police, he goes into the temple, and he couldn't go out because he is afraid, if I go out, this police might catch me. So after going there that night, he has his prasadam and sleeps. So the next day morning, when he is sleeping at 3 o'clock, people come and wake him up. Just get up, get up, get up! It is time for prayers. Get up! So he gets up at 3 a.m. in the morning. And then when he goes, those days there were only one toilet in each ashram, and so everybody stands in the queue. So he also stands. He doesn't understand. Oh, why are we standing here? We are standing here for taking bath. Oh, nice. We go inside. He thinks I'll have a big shower because he's a drug dealer. He must be enjoying all the luxuries. So he thinks, oh, there'll be very luxurious bathroom inside. Let me enjoy. When he goes there, there is nothing there except cold water. And in US, early morning 3 o'clock, you can imagine what kind of temperature it will be there. So he goes inside, and now he has to take bath. He just doesn't understand what to do. And then immediately there's a knock outside. Come out, come out, come out. We are also in the outside. It is getting time for the prayers. So immediately he had to take bath with cold water, and he comes out. And then he comes to the temple. So goes to the temple. And then everybody starts putting a Swami, the one step, a same step, this side, this side, that side. That step is called Swami step. And that step they have to practice for half an hour in front of God. So he doesn't know what to do. He has to do. If he stops, also nobody will allow him to do. So immediately he does that for half an hour. And then it is coming Narasimharati. Then they open the curtain, and the big statue of Narasimha is there, where he's opening the stomach of Hiranyakasapa and then drinking the blood, and that kind of a deity is seen there. And in front of the deity, they keep giving Narasimharati and singing the song. So this man asks, he doesn't understand what happens. He asks his next person, what is happening here? And then everybody thinks he's a new devotee who has joined the temple newly, so they keep telling him what is happening. He says, see, you have to sing the song. If you don't sing the song, the temple Narsimha will get angry on you, and the person whom their Narsimha is eating the blood is one devotee who has not sung. So you better sing, otherwise you will also be killed. So this man gets afraid and he also starts singing. Okay, then the Narsimharati is over. Then they all starts rotating around the Tulsi plant. Round and round, singing, 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 singing. And he does it for half an hour. He doesn't understand, what am I doing? Why am I standing before this Tulsi tree? Why am I doing? He does it. He thinks, okay, after this, at least I can go and sleep. Fine. Then comes the japa time. Then everybody take their bead bag and they put their hand inside and everybody puts one finger outside. He doesn't understand what these people are doing. Everybody keeps doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They keep doing like this. So this finger which is out, everybody's finger is pointing at this man. So he thinks, what is this? All are showing finger at me. And that means, do they know that I am a smuggler? So, otherwise, why are they showing this finger at me? All showing finger at me like this. This is how they do, no? So he gets confused and asks somebody, what is happening? He says, see, you're not chanting. That's why all are showing finger at you. You also start chanting. So he takes a bag and then he just takes out the mala, puts it in his pocket and puts his hand inside. He also keeps doing it. For 1 hour, 2 hours, he keeps doing like this. He doesn't know what he is doing. And like everybody are doing, he also does. Finish. And then he thinks, at least after this, I'll be allowed to sleep. So everybody sits for Bhagavatam class. When everybody sits for Bhagavatam class, he thought, okay, let me sleep now. Then the next person next to him says, get up, you can't sleep. What will happen if I sleep? If you sleep, you will be made to do the total process once again. You better sleep. Sit and hear the Bhagavatam class. So he sits. He sits and listens the Bhagavatam class with great difficulty. Then he has his prasadam. After honoring the prasadam, he's happy, Ammaya, finish over. Morning session is over. Now I can go and sleep. Then the temple president comes and he gives him a mridangam and kartal. He says, now the kirtan party, go onto the road. And now you keep doing kirtan and for 14 hours duty today for you, you sell Bhagavatam and come. 14 hours on road? He says, yes, this is your responsibility, do it. So he has no option. If he goes out, the police will catch. If he is here, at least he is in disguise, wearing all their clothes, putting tilak and all that. Nobody will understand. So he does it. This way he practices for 6 months. After 6 months also, he doesn't understand what he is doing. So he thinks, no, this is not the way. I can't do all this. He goes to the temple president. He says, Prabhuji, I am extremely sorry. I am not the one whom you think I am. Then the temple president says, yes, you understood so fast. Yes, you are not the one whom you think you are. You are a soul. You understood this? So you got the realization. You are so great. In 6 months itself, you got the realization. So you are soul. You understood. Great. You continue. He says, no, Prabhuji, that's not what I am saying. I am saying I am not a devotee. I am not come here to join ISKCON. I am a smuggler. I am a drug dealer. Then the temple president gets worried. What is this? A drug dealer coming and staying in the temple for 6 months? He says, yes, Prabhuji, I want to surrender to Krishna, confess everything, and lead a proper life. He says, no, first you have to surrender to the police. And then the temple president calls the police. And then the police takes him. And when he takes him there after going, then he is obviously presented in the court. When he is presented in the court, the judge asked me, where are you all the 6 months? I am in ISKCON temple. What did you do? Sir, you don't know what I have done. I get up at morning 3 a.m. I get up and I am made to stand in a big queue in front of the bathroom. And after which I have to take cold water. And then I am made to put one same step for half an hour. Then I have to pray a song. Then I am made to run around a tree for 1 hour. Then I take an empty bag and keep moving it for 1 hour. And then I have to listen to a boring class. After which, okay, I get some prasadam and I am put on to the roads for 12 hours. This is the life I have spent for 12 hours, 6 months. Then the judge laughs and says, okay, you got your punishment, finish. Then the police says, why are you leaving him? He says, even if I put him in the prison, he would have happily enjoyed his life. Now he had his enough. So let him go. So he comes back. And then afterwards, he's free. But he could not leave the association because he spent his life. Where did he spend his life? With willing or without willing? Where has he spent his life? He has spent his life in devotees association, full power packed devotees association. It is full of devotion only, nothing else. When we live in a temple, what do? Just Krishna, 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 Krishna. Not even like us. Like hardly we spend any time with Krishna. The balance time we keep enjoying. But when he has spent his time in his devotees, what will happen? His automatically his mind will change, his heart will get cleansed, his ego will get cleansed, everything. And he has really, this time he has confessed and he really willingly goes and joins the temple and he practiced Krishna consciousness and he has taken initiation and later, believe me, he became one of the top leaders of ISKCON. I don't know his name, but this is a real life. This is a real life. So, this is the power of association. So, today, what did we learn today? We learned that ego is something what we should never have. If we have ego and if we think that as a devotee we are more stronger or more greater than other devotees, Krishna will punish us. Whereas Rukmini was never like Satyabhama. She was always down to earth. Even though she is the first wife of Krishna, she never showed any ego saying that I am more than the other wives. She was always obedient, even though they all had, see, this 16,108 wives had 16,108 palaces. They had so many servants, they had all the luxuries, but still all of them were always in the mood of serving Krishna. They never thought that they have to be served. Like when Krishna comes, like Krishna, when they married also, Krishna never married one after other. First I'll marry this. He married all 16,100 princes at the same time for the same muhurtam. Because that is Krishna. He can become so many Krishnas. That is the greatness of Krishna. And so similarly, Krishna, Rukmini also always in the mood of serving Krishna only. That is why Krishna, she is always the most dear wife of Krishna. And Krishna many times teased Rukmini, saying that, Arey, why did you marry me? I am such a simple man. I am only a cowherd boy. You should have married Supala. He is a great king. You should have married him. Like that, Krishna, because normally wife and husband, they keep cutting jokes on each other. He does. Whenever Krishna says like that, she faints. Because she cannot even imagine herself not marrying Krishna. She is such kind of a devotee. Okay, so and when the argument comes, she has her own points which will prove that she marrying Krishna is the right thing she has done. So we should always be down to earth, very obedient, and always be in good association. And we should always understand that it is not the materialistic enjoyment, it is not the materialistic achievements what is important, it is the spiritual achievement, spiritual enhancement that is important. And even our speech, when we say something, it has got most effect on others. Like when we say something bad, it hurts others also. Even that will have a very bad effect on others. Like once one Prabhuji was giving a speech on the importance of importance of speaking nice to others. So there was one disciple who was sitting in the audience, and so at the end he said, see, what is important is what is taught, not what is said. We should take the essence, not just the words. We should not take the words, we should take the essence. So then the Prabhuji who was taking the class said, okay, in that case, okay, tomorrow when you come, we'll talk about it. So the next day, the devotee comes. So, and as usual, the devotee sits at the back, and this Prabhuji says, before starting the class, there will be some people sitting in the first row, no? So he calls the devotee who is sitting at the back, and he calls him here and says, tells the people sitting in the front row, can you just give some place to this man? He is a manda buddhi, that means a brainless fellow. Let him sit in the first row. That's all he said. He didn't say anything. And then this man, the person who was sitting at the back, who said the speech is not important, but the content is important. So he thinks, what is this? This man calls me Mata Buddhi, and he sits in the front row and listens to the Prabhuji total. And then at the end of the total presentation, the Prabhuji asks him, okay, now today you tell me how was my class. Then the disciple says, I don't know, Prabhuji. Today I could not concentrate on your class because nothing entered my mind. Then the Prabhuji asks, why? Why nothing has entered your mind? Then he says, Prabhuji, actually, I am a highly qualified man. I am a highly educated man and a very, very well respected man in the society. A very rich man, very respected man, very highly qualified man. And you call me Manda Buddhi. I am shocked, Prabhuji. I am taken back. And except I am too much upset that except that word, nothing is entering my mind. Then the Prabhuji says, this is what is I am trying to tell you. The words which we use are also very important. See, when I call you to the front row, I didn't say anything. I have given you a privilege of sitting in the front row. You should have taken that. Why did you take my words? You should have, after all, in my presentation today, I have talked so many great things. You should have taken that. Why you could not take that? Because my words are important. The word I have used has hurt you so badly that you cannot accept anything from me from now. So it is very important for us to use the right word. So that also we should understand. And also we should never think that, okay, we have come to Krishna. Now we are with Krishna. No problems are going to come. We are all going to be very happy. We should never think like that. Problems are bound to come. Problems will come based on our previous karma. But then what is the use of being in Krishna consciousness? Why I should be in Krishna consciousness? The answer is very simple. When we understand what are problems, we will have the courage. And when we know why the problems are coming, we will have the courage to face the problems with a smile. We can just accept the problems. So devotees always say, Krishna, please give us problems, because they don't want, the moment we are all very happy, no problems, it's very, very natural we go away from Krishna. That is one thing. Next, when we are in Krishna consciousness, we understand the values of life, and we accept problems, and we will have the courage to face the problems and come out of the problems and lead a peaceful life. Yeah, and we should never think that we want a life without any problems. We should always look for a life which will give us strength to face the problems. Okay, today more than stories, I have talked various morals kind of things. So what is time? 4:47. So today what we have learned is association is very important, getting knowledge is important, the words what we use is important, staying in Krishna consciousness and courage to face the problem is important. And also we are learning that we should never have ego, that we are Krishna devotees, we should never have that. These are all our learnings today. Shall we stop here? Okay, now I'll unmute. Whoever has any doubts can. Akshaya, 1 minute. Akshaya. Yeah, Akshaya. Not getting unmuted? Astra. Yeah, now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
మాతాజీ అంటే మీరు సత్యబ్రహ్మ భూదేవి అని చెప్పారు కదా.
అవును, భూదేవి అవతారం.
భూదేవి మీదే సత్యభామ వచ్చిందా, అంటే భూమి మీదే సత్యభామ వచ్చిందా?
భూదేవి అంటే ఆవిడ కూడా, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ప్రతి వాళ్ళని ఒక దేవుడితో ఒక దేవతతో పోలుస్తున్నాం, అవునా? భూదేవి అంటే ఈ భూమిని కూడా, అది కూడా లక్ష్మీదేవి యొక్క ఒక అవతారమే. ఆ అవతారం నుంచి ఈ అవతారం వస్తుంది. కృష్ణుడు అంటే దాని మీద ఇది, దీని మీద అది అలా ఆలోచించకూడదు. కృష్ణుడు అంటే అంతా ఉన్నాడు. అంతా ఎలా ఉంటాడు అంటే ఉంటాడు. అట్లానే భూమి కృష్ణుడి నుంచి, ఇప్పుడు కృష్ణుడు 16,000 మందిని పెళ్లి చేసుకున్నప్పుడు ఒక్కసారే చేసుకున్నాడు అన్నాం. అంటే 16,100 మంది కృష్ణుడు వచ్చారు కదా అక్కడ ఒక్కసారి. అట్లానే భూదేవిగా ఉన్న కృష్ణుడు అవతారం. మనం బలరాముని గురించి ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాము? ఈజ్ ద పవర్ పొటెన్సీ ఆఫ్ కృష్ణ అని చెప్పుకున్నాం. అట్లానే దుర్గామాత గురించి ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాము? ఆవిడ కూడా షీఈ్ ద పొటెన్సీ ఆఫ్ కృష్ణ ఓన్లీ. అమ్మవారు కూడా అంతే, అందరూ అంతే. రాధారాణి ఈజ్ ద లవ్, ప్రేమ, కృష్ణలో ఉన్న ప్రేమతత్వం రాధారాణి అని చెప్పుకున్నాం. అట్లాగా భూదేవి యొక్క అంశ సత్యభామ.
మరి మీరు నరక చతుర్థి అన్నారు కదా, సత్యభామే చెప్పిందా ఈ రోజు
భూదేవి? చతుర్దశి. ఆ రోజు చతుర్దశి, ఏకాదశి లాగా చతుర్దశి. 15 రోజులు ఉంటాయి కదా లెక్క. ఆ రోజు చతుర్దశి. నరకాసురుని చంపారు కాబట్టి నరక చతుర్దశి అయింది. ఆ రోజు చతుర్దశి.
చెప్పిందా?
భూదేవి అడిగింది వరం. భూదేవి అడిగింది అనుకోవచ్చు, నరకాసుడు చచ్చిపోయాడు కాబట్టి మనం చేసుకుంటున్నాం అనుకోవచ్చు. బట్ నేను చదివిన దాంట్లో భూదేవి అడిగిందని చదివాను. అది సాయి కైవల్య.
మరి ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే మాతాజీ, మీరు చెప్పారు కదా లక్ష్మీదేవి, ఇప్పుడు లక్ష్మీ వ్రతం చేస్తున్నప్పుడు కృష్ణుని కూడా పెట్టాలని, అంటే కృష్ణుని కూడా పూజించాలని. అలాగే మనం ఎప్పుడైనా మన అమ్మ వాళ్ళ ఊరికి పోతారు కదా మాతాజీ, అప్పుడు మనము వాళ్ళ జట్లో వెళ్తే ఇంకా కొన్ని రోజులు ఉండి వస్తాము, లేకపోతే అమ్మ వాళ్ళు బేగా చేస్తారు,
అందరూ వచ్చేస్తారు. పిల్లలు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు, పిల్లలు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారని వచ్చేస్తారు. వాళ్ళతో పాటు మనం కూడా వెళ్తే వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ రోజులు పీస్ఫుల్ గా ఉంటారు. అట్లా. కైవల్య ఏంటమ్మా?
మాతాజీ మీరు చెప్పారు,
వీడియో చెప్పమ్మా.
మాతాజీ మీరు చెప్పారు కదా ఒక డ్రగ్ డీలరు డివోటీ అయిపోయాడని జస్ట్ బై యాక్టింగ్. దానికి ఇంకో కథ కూడా ఉంది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కి.
అవునమ్మా, చెప్పు.
ఒకసారి ఒక ఫిషర్మన్ అనుకున్నాడు, పద్దాక నేను ఫిష్ పట్టుకుంటాం ఎందుకు, నేను ఈజీగా అందరి దగ్గర నుంచి దొంగతనం చేసి డబ్బులు పెంచుకోవచ్చు అనుకున్నాడు అనమాట. అప్పుడు ఒకసారి జమీందార్ ఇంటికి వెళ్తే అక్కడ పెద్ద పాండ్ ఉందన్నమాట. పాండ్ లో ఫిషింగ్ చేయటానికి ఫిష్ ని పట్టుకుంటుంటే సౌండ్ వచ్చి జమీందార్ వాళ్ళ సర్వెంట్స్ వస్తారనమాట. ఆ టార్చ్ లైట్ కొంచెం దూరం నుంచి చూసి ఫిషర్ మ్యాన్ ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయాలి అనుకుని ఆ క్షణంకి దేవుడికి పూజ చేస్తే ఒక ఐడియా వచ్చి తన బట్టలన్నీ ఇప్పి సుట్టి లుంగి ఉంచుకొని పక్కనే ఆకులతో చేసిన ఆషెస్ ని పూసుకొని అక్కడ యోగిలాగా కూర్చున్నాడు. ఈ జమీందార్ వాళ్ళ సర్వెంట్స్ వచ్చి యోగిని చూడగానే, ఓ యోగి వచ్చాడు, మన మాస్టర్ కి యోగిలు అంటే ఇష్టం అని, తన నాలెడ్జ్ నేర్చుకోగలరు, ఏదో ఒకటి చేస్తాడు, చాలా పియర్స్ మ్యాన్ అని వాళ్ళ మాస్టర్ కి చెప్తే వాళ్ళ మాస్టర్ వచ్చి ఫిషర్ మ్యాన్ కి చాలా గిఫ్ట్స్ ఇస్తాడనమాట యోగి అనుకుని. అప్పుడు ఆ ఫిషర్ మ్యాన్ కి పొద్దున్నే లేగానే నుంచి ఫుల్ నెక్స్ట్ ఈవినింగ్ దాకా అందరు భజనలు అవన్నీ చెప్తుంటే ఫిషర్ మ్యాన్ రాత్రి అందరు వెళ్ళిపోతే అనుకుంటాడు అనమాట, నేను యోగిలా ప్రిటెండ్ చేస్తేనే వీళ్ళు నాకు ఇంత ఇచ్చారు, నేను యోగిని అయితే ఇంకా ఎంత ఇస్తారు అని అట్లా ఒక ఫారెస్ట్ కి వెళ్ళి పెనెన్స్ చేస్తూ కృష్ణ కాన్షియస్నెస్ కి వెళ్ళాడు.
అదే యు మే ఫేక్ ఇట్ బట్ కృష్ణ విల్ మేక్ ఇట్ అంటారు. అంటే మనం కృష్ణుడి ప్రేమలో ఉన్నట్టు మనం డ్రామా అన్నా సరే కృష్ణుడు మన డ్రామాని కూడా నిజం చేస్తాడు. అది రైట్. సో వీ కెన్ ఫేక్ బట్ కృష్ణ విల్ మేక్. ఏదో రకంగా మనం చెయ్యాలి. మనం చేసే సగం జపంలో సగం సేపు బుర్రటో పోతా ఉంటుంది, అయినా కృష్ణ విల్ టేక్ ఇట్ ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ మౌత్. మన నోట్లోంచి వచ్చిందంటే ఈ విల్ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్. అది ఇంకా ఇంకెవరో ఎత్తారు చెయ్యి. ఇంకెనిథింగ్ ఎల్స్ అమ్మా?
No, Mataji.
Yeah, shall we close it? But tomorrow all of you attend. You can bring your friends also tomorrow. Prabhuji will come. Then Yamini, you have something?
మాతాజీ, ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పారు కదా నరక చతుర్దశి అని చెప్పారు కదా మాతాజీ, కృష్ణాష్టమి మీనింగ్ ఏం మాతాజీ?
కృష్ణుడు అష్టమి రోజు పుట్టాడు. ఆ నెలలో ఈ నెలలో వచ్చిన అష్టమి రోజు కృష్ణుడు పుట్టినరోజు. పుట్టాడని అనకూడదు అనుకున్నాం కదా, వచ్చాడు మన కళ్ళ ముందుకి. సో కృష్ణుడు పుట్టిన అష్టమి రోజుకు కృష్ణ అష్టమి. అది
అంటే అప్పుడు రియల్ కృష్ణ వచ్చారు కదా మాతాజీ,
ఆ రోజు అష్టమి.
ఆ రోజు వచ్చిందని
అష్టమి, అష్టమి రోజు వచ్చాడు, ఈ నెలలో అష్టమి రోజు వచ్చాడు, అందుకని అష్టమి అని సెలబ్రేట్ చేసుకుంటాం.
ఓకే మాతాజీ.
రైట్ అమ్మా, ఇంకేం లేవు కదా. షల్ వి క్లోజ్ ఇట్? హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ. హరే కృష్ణ.